They're going to look exactly the same when they come out. I'm trying to decipher Sherry's voice text message. Hey, Angela said
Hey, all right.
yesterday she was fussing about Canva at home. She brought it up. She said, Canva drives me crazy. I said,
Funny you should say that.
tomorrow. So, here she is.
Good.
It's like an old Windows thing.
Well, I
And he's
think
like, we know Canva's so much easier.
you arrive at the location early.
Y'all who are here, go ahead and fire up your browsers and go to that web address there. tinyurl.com/Canva12-16. That'll take you to our Google Doc where we have all of our training session resources. Welcome all those who are joining online. We'll get started here momentarily. As is always the case, we'll be recording the session today. So if you're unable to keep up, you can always refer to the recording, which will be posted in a day or so. Come on in, welcome. All right, if you can quickly get to that URL, tinyurl.com/Canva1216, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat room for us. That's right, people. There we go. That'll get you there. Those people who are in the chat room can quickly access that. Okay. It's also a link to that document is in the calendar invite. So there's a lot of places you can get to it. Here's that document here. All right, just a quick overview. We have a few Canva produced resources up at the top. That first one is great. It's actually a training course that you can go through step by step, and it'll teach you the ins and outs of Canva as though you've never used it before. All right, so if my training here doesn't do it for you today, feel free to go through those. All right. There's also an education blog where they discuss how Canva can be used in education environments. There's some useful articles there. May want to check them out. All right, so here's our agenda. We'll be covering all those things today. In addition to that, underneath presentation supplements, I have a few graphics that we might be using as we build things today. That's a shared Google Doc. You'll see it right here. It says media folder. If you click on that, that'll open up my Google Drive. You can just go ahead and download. Hey, Patrick, come on in. You can download those assets to your computer, and then we'll have them to work with. All right? Okay. Well, we got a full house today. This is so encouraging to see. Logging into Canva for the first time. Canva is a web-based program. There's also a mobile version that you can download from the iOS App Store as well as the Google Play Store. And just recently, they made available a standalone application for the Mac and the PC. All right, so you can use the web version, which is what I'll be demoing today. But the standalone version that I just alluded to, it's exactly the same experience. Okay, so all you got to do is go to canva.com. All right. And that's where we'll head. Now, when you get there, if you've never used Canva before, you'll want to log in with your Google account or sign up using your school-based Google account. All right. I've already set mine up, so I'll click Login with Google. All right. choose your Alcoa Schools account, and you're in. Educators have access to a pro level version of Canva that regular users don't. And the way that you get that is by following one of the links I have here, Canva for Education sign up. Click on that. You'll be required to submit a digital version of your, not your license, but a record of your teaching. And once they receive that, it's usually within 24 hours, then everything opens up. You've got access to the mother lode of content. And it's really nice because you have the ability to do things that you just can't with the other version. Okay? And unfortunately, if you don't have a teaching certificate, I know, Megan, that's the case for you. You can't access. You'd have to call me. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the program layout here. So over here on the left-hand side, you're going to have a spot for all of your designs. Glenda, we talked about that just a little bit ago. Well, when I create a file, where do they go? Over here on the left, all of your designs, it's like a folder. Okay. On the left-hand side, you're going to see all of your stuff that you've already created. Okay. Just like Google Drive, you have a shared with you area, right? That should be pretty familiar. And then all of your folders. So again, like Google Drive, you can create folders and organize your content. And then you've got your trash can. All right, this also integrates with Google Classroom, which is nice. I won't actually be covering that part today, but it's enough for you all to know that it's there. You can assign classwork with that particular component. And then you have some other tools that are listed down here that allows you to coordinate if you have a certain theme and colors that you want to work with on a regular basis. Okay. So let's talk about templates, how we can get started with a template. All of these things right down here, these little icons represent templates that you can pick on and use. And you'll see that there's this little arrow over on right here. If you click that, it'll just keep bringing up more and more. It keeps serving them up. All right. You have these categorized up here at the top, ones that are tailor-made for you. Then you've got social media, video, gifts and prints, marketing, office. I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, if it's out there, it can be printed. Chances are there is a template here for you. Also, you may not have known this. If you didn't want to work with a template and just wanted to quickly edit a photo, you have this option right here. Edit a photo or quickly start from a file. That's okay. Come in. So you just choose either of those options and it'll load up your content and you can begin working on it. You wouldn't have to start with a canvas or template or anything. All right. But for today, let's go ahead and let's see what we can find here in terms of templates. I'm just going to grab one here. This is a Facebook post. You can pick one if you want. It doesn't have to be Facebook post. I'm just going to click it. And you can see what it'll do is it'll take the canvas, we're working in Canvas, it'll take the canvas and it'll actually put it to the right dimension that would fit perfectly with a Facebook post. That's basically what the templates are in a lot of ways. They're just a pre-formatted dimension that will fit in the place that you want it to fit. All right. And over here on the left are different templates. You can see that you can scroll down through these. There's lots there to choose from. You can customize and filter the templates by color. Maybe you just want to find one that's yellow. Click apply these filters. Now I'm seeing ones that have the yellow in them. Okay. So if I wanted to see Christmas Facebook posts, I see a couple here, but if I chose see all, there's a few more. Well, how do you get that into your design? Just simply click it and boom, it's there. Once it's there, you can do a whole lot of things. All right, you can click on the individual elements, and this is now where we're going to be talking about the editor. We are in the edit area right now. So this is where we can make a change. So in this case, what we can do with this particular star, you notice when we have it selected, you see these colors up here. This is going to allow you to go in and change the individual colored elements of the star. So let's say in this case, I wanted to change this sort of tan color. I wanted to change that to a green. If I chose this, here's green. See what it does? And you can do that to the other colors. If you don't see the color represented that you're wanting to use, just dial it in right here. Just click this little add a new color option. Drag the slider to where you want it to go. See that? Okay. Of course, you can resize the elements that are in here. Just click in a corner and drag. And what's nice about these is that it maintains the proper aspect ratio. Notice it doesn't get too wide or too thin. Just right. You rotate it by putting your cursor on this little point right here. Okay. Other controls that you'll see at the top here will allow you to photograph, edit the image. That will revolves around like filters, special effects. You can crop items too. And crop is a little trickier if you've not used Canva before. If you click the crop tool, it's a little easier. If you hold down Shift while you resize, it'll crop it, but you can do it this way too. With the crop tool selected, you're going to be able to go in and crop out just part of it. See? Click crop again, then you can bring that crop region out once more. Okay, you can flip it around, flip it horizontal, vertical. There's animated effects that you can apply here.
So I noticed, I'm looking at like school posters,
Mm-hmm.
and it says some are free and some say pro.
Right. So what you would need to do is sign up for that educator's account in a day or two. After you submit what's required, you get the pro, all that pro stuff. Yeah.
Will it still say pro on it, or does that go away?
It'll say education version or something. They'll be exactly like mine. You'll just have access to everything. Yeah, you'll still log in with your Google account, and it'll see the change in the background, and then boom, you got the keys to the kingdom. Yeah. So to delete an element, you simply choose it and then strike the delete key on your keyboard, and it'll take it away. Okay. You could also select items just like so. See that? And strike the delete key. Now we've gotten rid of everything. All right. I'm going to go back here and grab some content from that little media folder that I told you all to access. Got a couple things there. I've got this dude. I've got the Alcoa seal and then a photo of one of our football players. All right. So let me download that one. I'll just download these individually. Otherwise, it'll zip the folder. Okay, so I've downloaded 3 little elements here that I want to use in my design. So the way we get our own content into a design is by using the upload option over here on the left. So if we click that, we can choose upload media. All right, we click upload. Got to know where it is. I just downloaded these. They're in the downloads folder. Okay. Let me get this sample portrait. I'll open that up and it'll bring him in. And there he is. Now he's in our uploads section. Once it's in there, you can do one of 2 things. You can use this image as the background, or you can use it as an element that you can move around inside of your design. Okay? Now, watch what happens here. If I take this picture and I drag it into here, it's going to lock it into place. Then it becomes the background. Okay? So it's the background. I can put other things on it, but I don't have the ability to edit like it would a regular object. Okay? I could reframe it if I want to, and the way we do that is to just double click on it. You can see we can move it up or down. It's the background. All right? And to remove it, select it and strike delete. Now that's different from adding it as an object. The way you add it as an object is just by clicking it one time and then it puts it in there. Okay, let me do that once again. You click it and then it puts it in there. Okay? Any of these you can put in there. So I got this guy in here. Maybe I wanted to crop it. I could click the crop tool and I just drag the region to the left and to the right here. Move him over. There we go. Rotate him. Okay. You've also got these great backgrounds that you can work with. So on the left-hand side, you'll see that background section. Look at what we have here. The ones that you've used recently, those will appear at the top here. You can scan through those. You've got landscapes, patterns, gradients, abstract. And again, if you don't have the Pro version yet, you won't see all of these. Okay, so you can get it. All right. Here's some from nature. I click see all. Look at these. You could drop those in if you want to. Actually, I have that selected. Let me try it again. Pictures don't really go together. Okay. You always have the undo option there in case you royally mess something up at the top. Undo and redo. Okay. So you get photos in, change your background. You can also add text. So over here on the left-hand side, you'll see header text, subheading, and then body text. All right. You also have these neat little templates that are done here. You just click on it and it'll plop them in. Once they're in there, it's just a matter of replacing the text with your own words. If you don't care for the font that's being used, simply select it and then choose a different font. That's another nice thing about getting the Pro level version. You get lots and lots and lots of fonts. Tons of them. In addition to being able to change the style and the color of the font, you can also adjust the line spacing, the letter spacing, and apply special effects to it. Look at this. You can make it hollow, a little echo effect, give it a shadow. This is new, the curved effect. You know how long it would take you to make letters on a curve like that correctly? Take forever. Yeah. Of course, resizing your box is quite easy. I'll widen this a little bit. Got your alignment up here. You can do bulleted lists. And you've got more options over here. Don't forget about that. Anytime you see those three dots, that means, hey, there's more I can do. In this case, with this particular text object, if I wanted to maybe adjust the opacity a little bit, Watch this. Make it nearly invisible. You could lock it into place. Underline it if you want to. Change it from uppercase to lowercase. So essentially, you have the ability to create these designs to where they look exactly the way you want them to look. Now, if they're not great designs, that's not Canva's fault. They give you the ability to make something spectacular, right? You have that control. Okay. I'm going to go back home here, and I'm going to look for a Christmas card. Y'all can follow along if you like, or you can just sit back and watch, searching all the templates for Christmas cards. Here's one. Say I want to use this. I'll click on it. All right, now I've decided I want to create a card here, and I want to send it to someone as an animated GIF, right, where there's some effects. Here's how we do that. You want something to be animated, you have to first click the element that you want animated. Okay, so in this case, it's Merry Christmas. All right, I have it selected. Then I'll go up here to animate. Makes sense, right? Which one do I want? Oh, I like the typewriter, I think. That'll work. So I'll click that typewriter effect. It applies it. And that's all you have to do. Now it's animated. At this point, if you wanted to share that with someone, you would download it. Because this has motion in it, you have two options. You can save it as a video file, which is going to be a little bit larger, or you can save it as a GIF, which is a short clip, no sound. We didn't add any sound to it, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Choose that option, and then you just go ahead and you download it. Puts in your downloads folder. And here it comes. All right. Copying and resizing. This is very useful. I know, Ms. Bremer, you work with social media, and oftentimes you'll create a design for one platform, and you'll need it posted on another platform. So how we're able to do that, it's quite easy. In this case, let's say I've got this set for maybe a Twitter dimension, and I wanted to resize it for Facebook. You just come up here to resize, copy and resize. That's another pro feature. So if you don't have it, you'll get it shortly. You can show all of the available dimensions that you can work with. You can even specify a dimension if you want to. Basically what you do is you pick one, you pick a dimension, and then you can either resize this design or copy your existing design and resize that. All right, so then you'll have two versions. Really easy. Okay. Now, if you're working on a project and you want to share it with a colleague so they can work on it with you, what you're going to do is locate this little share button up at the top. All right. Beverly, you're sitting up front. I could say Beverly Boyd. Okay, I could type in a message if I wanted to, send it, and then you'd be a collaborator on this with me. Okay. The other thing I didn't mention, and I don't think I have it in my agenda here, is renaming the designs. You're going to do that up here. Okay. The titles. Yeah.
Can you purchase Pro, or is it Pro is only accessible if you're?
Oh no, you can purchase it. Yeah.
Okay, but it's only like you meant it's only free.
Yeah. I think it's also free for nonprofit organizations. There might be one other category where it's free. Yeah. This is also useful too. If it's a design, and that you've worked on at one time during the year, and then you have to modify it maybe the following year, put different dates on it. Rather than recreating it from scratch, you can just go to version history and make your changes that way. So you'll notice if you click on the File menu here, you'll see down towards the bottom this option, Version History. All right, and if you choose that option, what it's going to do is it's going to bring up all the prior saved versions of this file, and you can go back and retrieve it, and it will restore that. That can come in very, very handy. Again, that's another pro level tool that unless you've signed up for it, you're probably not going to see. Okay. Okay. We're going to talk about a couple more things here. Printing real quick and then connecting it to other apps. And then I want to do some stuff together where we'll get some practice. Okay. To print a design here, and we do a lot of printing in this district, you're going to have to first download it. So you'll see the more option right here on the right. All right. This is where you can download it. This option right here is going to give you the option to download as a PDF standard or PDF print. So if you're going to need to print, you're going to choose this option right here, PDF print. Okay, that's going to be your highest quality. If you choose that option, you'll also see where you can add crop marks and bleeding. So when you're cutting them, it's going to make it a whole lot easier. Okay, just be aware of that. Then this is where it really kicks it up a notch. You can connect Canva to a lot of other apps. All right, so you can connect this to your Google Drive, your YouTube account, a lot of other services. That way you're not having to download and upload. Everything talks to one another. And you'll find that over here on the left-hand side under More. And here's some of the apps that you could connect to. You can even create a QR code. Yeah, that's built right in. All right, let me get rid of this design here. And let's say you wanted to add a Google map. We've created documents before where we had to do a screenshot on Google Earth. Look here, Google Maps. You just click that. You type in the address, and then here's Machu Picchu. You want to put a map of that on there. It'll put it in. Okay. Coach Corley, you're here. If you want to do directions to something, to a ball field or where parents, something like that. I mean, the sky's the limit with this. Yeah. But it makes it really, really easy to do. You can see there's other areas you can get into. If you have a Flickr account, you can connect that. You just choose the service. Here's all my folders inside a Google Drive here. Okay. I talked about QR codes. Just type in the address where you want it to go. So let's say I wanted to share out this particular document and print that. All right, I would just copy this URL here. And then I'd come back to Canva. Oh, yep, and I'd paste in the code. There it is. Now somebody could scan that. It would take them right to my Google Doc. So easy to do.
Is this a newish thing?
It is, yes, yeah, and they're constantly adding new things. This is a new one I saw just recently. There's a little drawing tool. Where is it? It was in beta. I wonder if they took it down. Oh, there it is, the draw tool beta. And I haven't seen a useful way to use this other than just, I don't know. I guess you could annotate some things, but you can see your different tools up here. You can draw. There's no real precision controls here with these right now, but they're there, and maybe it'll be improved as we move forward. Okay, I'd like us to try to design something as a group, if we could. And I've got something that we've got on the Alcoa webpage. You can see we have, or should have, this new banner up here, winter break. All right. We're going to go ahead and try to create that on our own. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a blank design. And if we come back here to Canva, I'm going to choose home. I'm going to leave this site right here. And in this area, I'm going to choose custom size. And we will say, what was the dimension of that? Hang on, let me find one of my recent designs. I can tell us. It was 1850 by 480. All right, so let's type in a width of 1850 by 480. Okay. Okay, right up at the top here, where you go to custom size, 1850 by 480. And we'll say create new design. All right. There we are. There's our blank canvas. Now, what do we need to add here to make it look like this? Some winter scene here, maybe the district logo, and then some text, right? So what we'll do is we'll go to photos. Okay, let's go to photos, and I'm going to type in winter. Let's see what comes up. Oh, look at all these. Okay, now if you don't see photos, you might have to scroll down and choose the more option. But on the left-hand side, you should see it there somewhere. And I can stop if I need to help anyone. Yeah, and I just typed in winter. Yeah, under photos. All right, and a lot of these will work. I'm not going to be a stickler in terms of the exact one that you could use. All right. So let's say I grab this one here. Remember to make it the background, you're going to take it and you're going to just drop it there and it'll autofill that. Okay, just like so. And if you need to reposition that background, double click on it and then you can move it up or down. See that? Okay.
When we pull it to drop it, it doesn't automatically.
You have to make it just right.
You have to get it just right. Okay. Yeah. So watch here. It's like go slow. Right there it is. It's like now I got it. There it is. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so how do you how will you make your mouse pad do what you're doing with the mouse? To position I need to position my button.
Oh, well, it should be a double tap on your trackpad, I think. There, Tina. Just double tap on it, I think, and that'll bring up your crop tool. Okay. Tap, tap. Okay. Now, once you've adjusted it, look at what else you can do. All right. You could go to edit image. This is where it really gets fun. You can adjust the brightness and contrast. Look at all the adjustments you can make to this. All right. Do a little. All right. I know I'm moving kind of quick here. Here's where we went for that. Okay. I know. Hey, I'm going back. It's all good. You go ahead and you select the image, and then if you choose edit image over here on the left, you're going to see lots of options. I went to under adjust, the option that says see all. All right. And then from here, you can apply a vignette effect. Yeah.
No, the image.
Yeah, you got to select the image first. Yeah, and then all these controls will become available. Okay. All right, and we got lots of filters here. Shadows. I did want to show you. We'll keep moving forward with this design, but really quick before I forget, I did want to tell you that under elements, you've got all these clip art elements that you can bring in, but you've also got sharp, charts, frames, and grids. And so anytime you see something like this that has that little background color like it is, it basically means it's going to take your picture and crop it to that particular dimension. All right, so if I've got a frame here, I could drop that in, and then if I go to my uploads, watch this. I could take this guy and put him right there inside that frame.
He's in the bubble.
He's in the bubble now. That's right. He's in the bubble. It's like, hey man, I'm in a bubble. All right. Lots of stuff here. I just wanted you to be aware of that. All right. So let's keep going here with this design. So we need to get the district logo in there. I've already downloaded it, so I'll go over here on the left to the upload section, and I'll choose upload media. And here it is. Here's our seal. All right, now how we got that seal, remember, we went to our media folder from the resource doc. That takes you to right here, and then you download that, right? Okay. So I want to add this to my design, so I'll simply click on it. I've got it. Now I'll just move them over, right over here. I showed you that opacity tool earlier, and let me zoom in a little bit. At the bottom of Canva, there's this little slider on the right. You can drag this in or out. It'll make it easier to work on your designs, by the way. All right. So that opacity, that's useful if you need to put text on top of a graphic. You can just sort of fade it out a little bit so your text is easier to read. So with this graphic, if I clicked on the transparency tool, you see how it almost disappears there?
Where did you go to get that? Like the thing that had this, it was like the sky and a cloud, and you put the guy in it.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was under elements. Under elements, yeah, and it'll be under frames. So you want to scroll down. So if I go to elements, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so I've got this. I've got the district logo in there, but I want to add a shadow. I want to apply a nice drop shadow to it. All right, so here's how we do that. We have to first select it, right? Got it selected. Then I'll click Edit Image. Now, because I've used the shadow tool recently, it's going to appear up here. Yours will likely not appear there. So what you would have to do is scroll down, and you would look for this option that says Shadows. It might give you the option to connect. It has to first connect the service before you can use it. And under Shadows, I'm going to select the drop option here. If I choose that, look there. Okay. See how easy this is?
He's been telling us for a while.
Yeah, I've been saying it.
I know.
It's so easy. Why aren't we doing this? Yeah. Okay. Then what we want to do is we want to add your holiday greeting over here on the right. I'm going to type in Merry Christmas. Or what do I have on here? I think I just have like Happy Holidays on there. And I want, or Winter Break. That's what I had. Yeah. So I'll do that same thing. So how we get text in there? We'll go to text. That's right. And it'll be a heading, right? So if we click heading, it drops it in there for us. And then I'll resize it, and I'll type in Winter Break. Now, that's not quite the type font I want to use. It's not really working for me. All right, so I will select all of my text in there, and then I'll click up here, and I'll see if I can find a particular font that works better. Maybe is a little more festive. I'll scroll down here. You'll find one that you want to use here. Something handwritten. Ooh, that's it. The virtual font, I think, works okay. It might be. We're just practicing right now. Find something. Yeah, close. So here we are, winter break. That's not exactly the one that I used before. The black color isn't really working here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color here to white. So I have it selected, and I'll click on my colors, and I'll choose white. Then I'll apply an effect. I'll go to Effects, Shadow. Now that shadow is white. That's no good, so I'll need to adjust that. So here's my color. I'll make that black. Look there. I can adjust the transparency there, the blur, the degree of the blur. See how it's causing that to stand out more?
How do you change the color of the shadow?
Okay, that's going to be right here underneath transparency. There's a little, it's white. Yeah, so it's a little hard to see at first. There you go. Look at that. Yeah.
Design your webpage now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
No, I know better than that.
What did you do?
Google.
All right. So then at this point, a couple other things that you could add there. We've got the date and then no school for students. You can add that. Those are separate text boxes. So all we did was went back to text here. We did a subheading. We chose the font and dropped it in. That was it. Oh, it's so easy to do. Yeah. Yeah. And here's a useful tip too. If you create a couple elements on your design and you want to keep them together, you can group them. And the way we do that is just by selecting more than one at the same time. So if I click our district logo here and hold down Shift, that'll allow me to select the next one. All right, now they're both selected. With them both selected, if I click more, look here, group. Now I can group them together. So now I can move them together as though it were one element. See that? Yeah, yeah. And you can copy elements here. So if you right click, copy, right click, paste, that's a quick way to duplicate text. And there's all sorts of things that you can add underneath elements. I mean, just type it in and you'll be able to find it. One other thing here too is nice if you're working inside a Google Doc and you wanted to grab something here without having to save it first. Look at this option. You could come up here and choose copy to clipboard, and it'll take your whole design, put it on the clipboard, and you just paste it in to another application.
So we can download pictures off the internet and save them.
Yeah, and you can upload those. And if you have the pro version here, the license agreement allows you to use any of the stock photos, which are high quality for whatever.
I was gonna say, Tina can't get any pro version. You can add Tom as a collaborator.
So
I don't think they look at
I know
your educator. I think they just look at your email address.
well, you will use your email address. Now, when I signed up, I had to submit my certificate before it went through. You didn't have that? Oh, okay. Well,
Is covering us all.
I don't know.
Sorry about that.
So here's another example, real quick, and we're about ready to close. But I know we have a coach here, Mr. Corley, and I'm certainly glad that you came. So let's say you wanted to design something for your soccer team to promote. Look at how easy this is. I'm on the home screen here, and if I typed in soccer game, look at all these templates that will come up for me. Look at this. And all I'd have to do is just click on any of them and replace the existing text with what I want. Yeah.
Can you just put it in an email then? Like, so if Mr. Corley wanted to send that out to the district and get everyone to pay attention to it, could he just email that design out? Would he just put it in an email and send it, or how would he?
Well, he'd first want to edit the design himself. He could copy it. He could do anything with it. There, I mean, however he wants to do it. Yeah. Look at this for your final scores. You wanted to post something about the final score on social media. Look at this pre-designed template. Boom. You just type it in. Yeah. So many other things you can do here. Folks, all right. You all are welcome to stay. I'll stick around, but I have to end the virtual session. And I do need to make sure that if you came, that you get eligible for the giveaway. So, yeah, everyone right now, just pause what you're doing and go back to the resource document here. Yes, everyone right now, just pause what you're doing, go back to the resource doc and click training completion form, and then fill that out. That way you'll get your training certificate and you'll be eligible for that tech giveaway here that I might actually have a winner on that this time tomorrow. All right, so fill that out. And yeah, I appreciate everyone coming. And for those who have joined me virtually, again, thank you for coming. And we'll make this video available for you by tomorrow.
Thank you, Tom. This was super helpful.
So if you want to like really get into this and do more,
You can come in. It's okay.
You can come in.
Yeah, come on in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Come on in.
it's a more advanced, like if you really.
How do I get to the resource document?
Like those tutorials.